change it up a little bit from what we normally do. We're going to come into the high diver. So we're going to pull the leg loops up, right? So you pull them up, and it's going to be a little intense on the private parts. But then we're going to come forward if you can get them into a good spot. It's like a fanny pack, I know. You got to just work it until you get... Yeah, you can sit in it. So come forward into your high diver. I know, be careful. You got to get it into the right spot. Not so much for the man, yeah, not so much. We'll change it up for that. But then we're special. We get to do the special. Okay, good. And then from here, what I like to do is I actually like to bend the knees and see if you can grab for the feet. You have to balance. So if you can get the leg loops to stay up, you can come into a bow here as well. Oh, you did it. Good. Now keep leaning the chest forward a little bit more. Lean forward. Yes. Not the head, the chest. Yeah, good. There you go. Nice. That's also fun. Okay, feet come down. We're going to slowly release. Right, so both hands on the ground. And now what's really interesting about, I know it was a little intense getting there, but we made it. There is a sweet spot. You just have to find it. Okay, now from here, you'll notice that you have an intense inner spiraling of the legs again, right? So we're in a down dog, but you'll notice how much pull there is for the thighs to go from the outside in and back. That's the inner spiral. So the leg is being pulled towards center and then back behind you by the leg loops. Can you feel it? Yeah, it's amazing. Okay, so from down dog, let's go ahead and float onto our forearms and let our legs come up, no higher than the hips, but the legs are going to float now. Our floating leaf, yeah. So I'm going to just shift my feet from side to side. I keep the legs wide. Really good. Beautiful. And then I'm going to come into a version of upside down dog. So feet come together, knees stay wide. Arms are engaged, so you can press your arms straight. Palms are strongly pushing into the ground. Yeah. So I have my bow legs, but then I have my down dog arms. Beautiful. So I'm going to pull forward. So I come through my up dog, right? We've done these before. We stretch the belly. And then I'm going to exhale and press my chest back down to the ground. Straight arms the whole time if you can. Inhale, pull forward. Nice. Exhale, press back. We can also do this with wide straddle legs. So we don't have to bring the feet together. You can try both versions. It's a little bit easier with the feet together and knees wide. Beautiful. You can try both. Very nice. Okay, great. So from here, let's go ahead and just walk our hands to the front of the mat and then pull your feet forward into a wide straddle forward fold. Again, you'll notice the intensities all the way through the inner groin and into the sit bones. It's like a free rolfing session on those very private parts. It's really hard to get deep into that inception point. The inner trochanter is where the psoas attaches and then comes up through the groin. And so this is incredible for releasing the lower back tension. But very rarely, but very rarely do we get that deep in there and all that connective tissue. So, yes. Yeah, you sit back into the swing, so your sit bones are being massaged, and then you're pressing your hands into the ground to push your weight back into your heels. Yeah, amazing, huh? Okay, good. Yes. Okay, great. So now we're gonna slowly come up, right? So we have a big stretch in the hamstrings happening right now. So make sure that you take your time because there's a tendency to get lightheaded. You'll get like a big head rush if you come up too quick. But inhale with a flat back, come on up, and then arms go straight up overhead. Catch the swing, and then get the leg loops out. Back down to the knees. Yeah, there you go. So, woo! So swing is underneath the arms, behind the upper back. Leg loops come back down to the knees. Really amazing. Okay, good. So let's go ahead and just shift from side to side again and just feel the difference of what just happened because that was a lot. All right. Just take your time to integrate. We always pause in between really intense poses to allow the body to absorb all that goodness. Yeah, under the sit bones. It's amazing. Okay, cool. So remember, we can also use the leg loops to massage out the legs, right? When we go from the top to the bottom. And just notice with the leg loops together, we're massaging out the outer hip along the IT band. So just do, right, like you asked, we wanted outer hips today. So we're going to just take a few, be very careful not to pinch anything important, but go ahead and slide up and down a little bit, which is fine because it feels like we're swinging, right? So we're just pressing the leg loops down to the knees, and then we're pulling our hips up towards the sky and letting the swing kind of traction out along the connective tissue there. It's really easy, I'm sure you've noticed, especially for women, to get really congested along the legs up into the glutes. So this is a nice way to move the lymphatics. You can even try you can even try rowing a little bit from side to side. So you pull up one leg loop and then the other, and then you can really get into the IT band. So try just pulling one leg loop towards you and then the other. Yes, there it is. Then you'll go from side to side. I know, right? It's playtime. We're full on in playtime mode today. So right. Plus incredibly deep and therapeutic, right? You can really feel this. So amazing. So this is your, you know, they use the foam rollers on the ground to try to do this kind of stuff. And it actually is even more powerful to use gravity and just let the body hang. So not too much, you know, just enough, because otherwise the leg can feel too sore. But after you do both sides evenly, do you notice the difference when you try just doing one leg loop and then the other? How you, yeah, you can really get deep in there. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come back to both legs in front for a minute and just notice that we could have done, so both legs go through the center of both leg loops. Yeah. Now notice we could have done our chillaxin sequence from here with the leg loops together. So we could have, yeah. So we could have come through our child's pose, star. Obviously our legs are squeezed together for star, but namaste. Leg loops together. Just try going through the chill flow sequence where we go through ladle, and then try the back bend. The back bend is really amazing. So again, our knees are squeezing together, which gives it a completely different experience in the bow pose. Yeah, totally different experience. Way deeper of a back bend because we're keeping that alignment. Really good, Barbara. We're keeping that alignment with the hips. So if you wanted to work the outer hips in the poses, you actually can get more alignment of the femur bone sitting into the socket, the hip socket, by squeezing the legs together. That's one of the ways to therapeutically spread the sacrum, get the internal spiral of the legs, and keep the femur sitting in the hip socket. So that's a nice way to work it like that. Okay?